Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to 4Bangin' TV. If you're new here, welcome and thank you for stopping by and checking out this video.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to what? Are you ready to rumble?
It's been a long time, a really long time since I've been able to upload a video for you guys. We've done a lot to the car since my last video, which was kind of in the fall. Hopefully you guys have been keeping up with TikTok as well as some of the YouTube shorts I've been posting to kind of keep a track of where this build's going. If not, I'm going to kind of do a little walkthrough with what we've been doing since my last major upload. First one, probably sticking out like a sore thumb, is we got the STI wing on there. Shout out to Import Image Racing. They were the ones that supplied the spoiler for me. No, it's not sponsored. I paid full price for it, about $300. It actually came in World Rally Blue, and I painted it this black. So leave me down in the comments. Do you think we should keep it black, or should we color match it to the San Remo red? I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I like the black, but I've seen these in full paint match red, and I kind of like that too. Besides the spoiler, we were also able to get the new clutch put on. We were also able to get the synchros and the transmission replaced, transmission rebuilt. We also put in brand new shifter bushings from Cobb. Went to the Subi dealership and we got the new shifter U-joint too. So all the slop and all the play that is in the gear shifter is completely gone. It's nice and firm and crisp. We added a parent short throw shifter, a Cobb weighted shift knob, and then a replica Brid shift boot. So pretty much the entire drivetrain has been replaced in this car since the last time we drove it, or last time I uploaded a video, I'm sorry. But yeah, since we went ahead and got all those drivetrain upgrades done to the car, I've put about 1,000 miles or so on it, and the thing drives beautifully. I love it. It's actually a really fun car to drive. It's my first time driving a Subaru, and I can't complain about it. We're going to go ahead and get the brakes done today. I'm hoping the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll have the new wheels. I'll post a video once we get the new wheels, do a wheel reveal on those. They're gonna be pretty nice ones. I also have the new exhaust parts that we need to replace the exhaust on here as well, so we are going to go stage 2 here pretty soon, probably again in the next 2 or 3 weeks once the weather starts warming up and spring starts hitting. I really want to get this car done before September because the wife and I are going to go down to Gatlinburg for Slammed Enough for our anniversary. It's our 10-year anniversary, and we decided we're going to go to Gatlinburg and go to Slammed Enough, and we're going to take the Subaru down with us. So I'm hoping to get everything fixed on it, get everything built the way I want to, just so it looks pretty decent when we get down to Gatlinburg. I know sometime probably next year, maybe summer or fall of this year, I need to get it repainted, so that'll be coming down the horizon too. Some other parts that we want to do is I want to get some equal length headers on it and get rid of the catted up pipe and put a catless up pipe on it too. But that's all future stuff. So let's go ahead and get to the brakes. Alright, so this is the brake kit that I went with. It was the Power Stop Evolution Sport. Came with rotors and pads all the way around, drilled and slotted. I got this whole kit from Rock Auto. I believe it was $283 or $238 for the entire thing, which I thought was a steal to get drilled and slotted rotors, plus some low brake dust brake pads. These ones are carbon fiber ceramic. Never used those before.
Guys, please like and subscribe.
All right, real quick here, let me give you a little hack that makes it a little bit easier for you. So what I like to do when I'm working on these front ones is to go ahead and turn the wheel in the opposite direction. So this is the front driver side. So just turn the wheel all the way to the right, and it'll give you a little bit more access to that caliper. Let me go ahead and zoom in and show you exactly what we're working on right now. So it's going to be that bolt right there. If I can get the light on it, there it is. So that is a 17mm bolt. At least it's a 17 on my end. With the rust and stuff, it may be different. but like I said, mine's a 17 millimeter, and I went ahead and doused this one and the bottom one in PB Blaster. Hopefully that will get it so that I can break them free easy. These are the brake pads. These are the front brake pads. Let's go ahead and get these unboxed and see what all comes in here. We get all the new hardware. We got some new rubber boots and rubber housings for the caliper pins, some installation grease, and the new brake pads. Let's get these things open and see what they look like. All right, here are the new brake pads. See how thick these things are. The back of them. These are carbon fiber ceramic pads. I've never used them before. They're considered performance daily drivers, low dust. So that'll be good since I'm planning on putting white rims on the car. I don't want to have to deal with brake dust as much as I can. But let's go ahead and get these things installed and see how they look on the car. All right. We got the rotor, the new pads put on, the caliper put back in. Looking fire right now, guys. Let's go over to the passenger side and get the passenger side so we can get the fronts done. Same process we did on the driver's side, we're gonna do here on the passenger side. One thing I do want to show you that I did on the driver's side that I didn't do, or I didn't show you guys, was the first thing I did was take this bolt and this bolt off and took the whole caliper assembly off, so that it's easier to get to this bolt and the one underneath. As rusted out and as a bad condition the rust is on here, that's easiest because it's going to get you more room and more leverage to get these rusted bolts out. And boom, front passenger rotor and pads all assembled. Don't mind the lug nuts, I use those to keep the rotor in place when I put the caliper back on. So let's head on over to the back of the car. Real quick before I start doing this, that's the socket there. The rear brakes are actually a 16 millimeter, not a 17 millimeter, and it's actually tucked underneath this dust cover. One thing I want to show you here is the uneven wear. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little brake pad, and down here it's completely metal. So we have some really bad uneven wear. Tells me that the rotor itself isn't flat, and this side still has quite a bit of pad left compared to that side. So again, these rotors definitely needed replaced. One other thing that I did want to show you too is when I popped that caliper off, actual backing for the brake pad itself just fell off. So these brakes were in terrible conditions from the previous owner. I don't know how old they are, but they are definitely needing replaced. So these are those brake pads I was telling you about. You can easily see the uneven wear on that brake pad right there. A little bit thicker there, completely non-existent, rubbing metal to metal on that side. These are gross. These things should have been changed a long time ago. Well, this Subaru definitely did not deserve the types of brakes this thing had. So luckily I was able to rescue it. We'll get these new brakes on there and make her be able to stop and go as good as new. So this is the rear caliper bracket with the brake pads, and just to kind of show you what I was working with, this is the one brake pad off the rear. There's absolutely no brake pad there. I mean, even the metal's almost completely gone. This thing's probably been on here for 230,000 miles. 20 years, that's just disgusting. These things definitely were not taken care of. This is what happens when you don't change your brake pads. And this is why changing your brake pads is so important. It is just completely grooved. You can even see, if I get in there, a lip. So I mean, the whole brake rotor itself is probably down a good 1/8 of an inch, and that's because that is what was stopping the car. Just disgusting. I can't believe anybody drove like that. That's just crazy. We got that rear rotor and those rear brake pads assigned, or not assigned, but attached and installed there. One quick note I want to tell you is the bolt back here, not the one that holds the caliper on, but the one that holds the bracket on, that is actually a 14 millimeter, not a 17 millimeter like the front. So again, if you're doing the rear brakes, that's a 14 millimeter. But the passenger side back is done. So let's move over to the passenger side, I'm sorry, the driver's side back, and let's get this car finished. Thank you guys so much for hanging on to this end of the video and watching all the way through. I hope you found some entertainment, some value, or something out of this video. It's been now about 2 weeks since I put those brakes on, and I went about 800 to 900 miles so far with the brakes. Really got those brake pads broken in, rotors broken in. I can just tell you right now that the stopping power on those were tremendous, leaps and bounds over what I was experiencing with the current brake setup. I'm sorry, with the previous brake setup. Another thing that I did find is I don't have the brake dust buildup that I normally see like I did on the other car, on the other set of brakes. I mean, the front side of the brakes on the old set, they still had plenty of brake pad left to use, so I was still getting some brake dust buildup on the fronts. The backs were completely shot, didn't have any padding really left on either of those. But as I looked this morning before I left for work, there's still no brake dust buildup on this front side. So Power Stop did a tremendous job. Those carbon fiber ceramic brake pads are working phenomenal so far. Like I said, 800-900 miles in, and they work phenomenal. Please, if you did like this and enjoyed it, feel free to give me a like and a subscribe. Leave me a comment on some other stuff that you might want to see in the future, or just leave me a comment with some overall critiques, as long as it's a healthy critique or healthy criticism on how I can improve this channel. You know, just drop it in the comment. I love interacting with you guys. Also, follow the Instagram and follow the TikTok. I'll have both of them linked in the video as well as in the description to keep following more on this build. Thanks, guys.